Are you controlling your week, or is your week controlling you? This is the question. It's interesting how we as CEOs can get so out of whack and not get the priorities done, yet we feel like at the end of the week, we're exhausted. So today we're going to talk about that. Welcome to the Hobby to Profitability Podcast. We're all about figuring out what it really takes to build a successful and thriving business. I'm Jacqueline Green, marketing nerd, AI consultant, and entrepreneur who's been through it all. My goal is to help you get the strategies, the tools, and the mindset shift you need to grow your business without the stress and confusion. Every week, we'll dive into real, unfiltered side of entrepreneurship, the mindset shifts, the strategic moves, and the unexpected lessons that come with building a business. We'll talk about what actually works and what doesn't, how to navigate those changes and challenges that you face, and how to create a business that really fits into your life. If you're ready to turn your passion into profit without the overwhelm, you're in the right place. I'm Jacqueline Green. Welcome back to Hobby to Profitability. A couple weeks ago, there was all this news around how government employees were supposed to complete and basically send an email of what they accomplished in the past week. And it was this big hoodoo about, to me, nothing. No matter what side of the political, this isn't a political discussion, but this is a discussion around understanding your priorities and understanding what you owe to your company. I've never worked for a corporation or even a small business where I wasn't accountable for the actions and what I had completed and was to complete. So this is kind of why I say this is a bunch of hoodoo about nothing. But it got me thinking about CEOs. And if you're CEO of your business and you're operating as CEO, are you ensuring that the priorities for your week are getting done? And so this is a really important thing. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that I do every single week to make sure that we are working on the correct priorities and that we're moving the business forward. It is way too easy to get stuck in the minutia and get distracted when you have so much coming at you. Whether that's a new idea, whether it's a client wanting you to do something else, whether it is just something fun you want to do that you think, oh, I want to work on that. You can get to the point where you are spending so much time working in your business rather than on your business, wasting a lot of valuable hours. And at the end of the day, you only have so many hours to work. And if you're like me, you also want to have a life outside of your business. So let's talk about what I do every week. So every week I have a whiteboard in my office. And in there at the very top, I put in what our goal is, what we're going to make revenue every single week. I rewrite it, what the revenue goal is for the week or for the month, what the revenue goal is for the year. Then I look at what are the priorities that are helping us get there. Now, I've laid that all out at the beginning of the year with my yearly plan. But where are we at? And I put in there anywhere from 3 to 6 of our top priorities. Now, that's as a team, all of us. Now, I have a full-time employee, and then we also have contractors that help us with certain projects. So I'm looking at as an overarching, this is as a company we need to get done. Now, so it does not matter if you're a solopreneur, if you have 3 team members, whatever, what do those priorities look like? And as part of that, I look at what revenue streams do those hit on, because revenue is by far the number one priority we need to be working on constantly because we want to hit that goal. So of those 3 to 6 priorities, which revenue stream are they hitting and what is the goal to accomplish? So for instance, we started Hobby to Profitability Podcast. We want to get ahead with our episodes. And then we eventually also want to start bringing in interesting guests. So those are 2 priorities that are happening in the next 30 days. So that is one of my goals. How many episodes do I need to record in 1 week to start getting where I want to be? And so that's a priority. Let's be real. Random marketing tactics aren't going to grow your business. It's like throwing spaghetti at a wall, hoping the spaghetti will stick. If you're tired of spinning your wheels, or in this case, throwing spaghetti, then it's time to take a smarter approach. The Marketing Momentum Workshop is built for small business owners just like you who need real results, not just more marketing noise. In one 4-hour session, we will work with you to pinpoint the best strategies and create a roadmap for your business that's going to help it grow. Take the first step. Book your free marketing health check now at behindthedesignco.com, and let's get your business moving in the right direction. So, in doing that, then I go and I knock down everybody's priority. So, my marketing manager, Shay, I list out her priorities for the week, and then I list out my priorities as they support those top 6 strategies. That's really important. Now, I don't go to Shay and say, hey, these are your priorities. Instead, we have our Monday call and we talk through what she got on her plate, what she needs more of, how I can support her, how those pile up. Now, luckily, we talk on a regular basis every day, actually. And so we can kind of maneuver through, and 9 out of 10 times, the priority list I've created is the same as her priority list. Might be adding 1 or 2 things on there, but we stay focused in what are our main priorities of the company. So that's the number one thing I do is I list that out. It's on the board. It stays on the board. I look at it every single day. So if I get a lapse in time and I'm like, oh, what should I work on next? I look at the priority board and I say, oh, this is what we still need to record 1 more episode of Hobby to Profitability. Let's get that done real quick. So that is number 1 of what I do. The second thing that I do is I use my weekly planner. I have designed my own weekly planner. It is completely for me and based on all the things that I need to accomplish. Now, I have had so many people look at my weekly planner as they pull it out at meetings or networking events. And they're like, oh my God, that's so great. Can I have that? So I'm going to give you a chance at the end of this podcast to get your own copy so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But on there, I have the weekly priority sheet. And in that weekly priority sheet, I actually look at what are the priorities, what we have to get done. We have 3 priorities that are top priorities. They're typically around revenue, client work, and visibility. Those are 3 top. Now, under there, we list out everything that we have that support those 3 big priorities. And that goes back to the big priority list, which goes back to the revenue that we need to accomplish. On the back of that, it also includes what needs to be delegated, what needs to be moved to next week, because so often I'll think, oh, I need to work on that. But I have to remember, these are the priorities. That's not in the priorities for this week. We'll move that to next week and consider it for next week. There's things on there as well. I have even a section on self-care, because I often will work so many hours, I'll forget that, or I'll make an excuse not to go to the gym, or I won't do something for me, or I'll feel guilty about doing something for me. So I actually list out 3 self-care things I can do for myself that week. So that is what we've accomplished at the end of the week, or what we're going to accomplish at the end of the week. I have a whole nother sheet that says, okay, what can we celebrate this week? What did we do that we were really proud of, that really hit our priorities? 2, what can we work on better for next week? And then 3, what projects need more attention? I think there's one more question in there, but I fill that out at the end of the week. I'm accountable to myself to make sure that I am staying focused on the priorities for this company, and I'm not getting way out of whack working on something that isn't a priority today or isn't moving the business forward. And as CEO, that is really important. And so I track that every week. Then at the end of the month, I do the same thing. I look at what did we do this month that we're proud of? What celebration, what wins did we have this month? What did we work on and move forward? And then what do we need to work on moving forward? I also look at my analysis or my analytics at the end of the month. I track all my analytics, and I did a live event back in January on what you should be tracking. Every month we track those. I look at that and I see where we need to improve for the next month. That actually then takes us into the next month of what are our priorities for this month. Then I break it down by week. What are the priorities by each week? That's how I stay focused. If you're not staying accountable, even if you're a solopreneur, you still need to be accountable to yourself on the tasks that need to be done to get your business forward. Now, those are my priorities. Your priorities might be completely different, but setting your priorities, being accountable to yourself, making sure that you get that done, that is important, because the worst thing you could do is get to the end of the week or the end of the month and have absolutely no idea what you worked on, have absolutely no idea what you actually did well, didn't do well, need to work on, didn't move your business forward, lose an entire month of trying to generate revenue. It is really important that you stay organized.
Thank you for listening to the Hobby to Profitability Podcast.
Now,
with Jacqueline
I mentioned
Green.
to you that
if you
I
enjoyed
would
this
give
episode,
you my
be sure
weekly
to subscribe,
calendar,
leave
or my
a review,
weekly
or
planner.
share it with a friend.
Completely free.
You can learn more about Behind the Design at our
if you're
website
watching
at
this on YouTube, just put in the
behindthedesign.co.com,
comments
and be
planner,
sure to connect
and
with
I will
me
send
on
it off
LinkedIn
to you.
or subscribe
If you're
to the
watching
Behind the
it or
Design
listening to
channel
it on
YouTube
another
for more great
platform,
business growth strategies.
hit me up
Now,
on
I'll
LinkedIn.
See you next time.
And I will send you, and just send me a quick direct message and say, hey, I want your planner, and I will send it to you. Just put planner in the comments. That's simple as that. And I will send you a PDF of my planner, and you can see exactly what we do and how I plan my week. So I appreciate you joining me today on Hobby to Profitability, and be sure to join me on the next episode.